Hey, I'm Scott and welcome back. So in this video I want to follow up with one that I had done some weeks ago, where the topic was what I feel is the most important skill that you can have for dealing with street violence or a street fight, a bar fight or whatever, and that is the ability to hit hard. So one of the strengths of traditional martial arts training is you develop skills that allow you to deal with that street violence. Many of the techniques that we might learn in a traditional martial arts setting might not be very useful out in the real world, but the skills that you learn as far as learning how to hit, learning how to kick, and just the overall conditioning and development of the mind can go very far as dealing with that as well. Okay, so what I want to cover now is how to generate more power with your basic straight line strike. So we're going to work on the palm heel strike, and in that previous video I emphasized the alignment. So we want to have everything lined up properly. Our hip, our shoulder, elbow, forearm, and wrist should all be in alignment so that we can get the maximum amount of muscle and bone behind this strike as we're throwing it. The next idea is that I want you to think about drawing the energy up out of the ground and out through your hand as you make the strike. So we think about corkscrewing our feet, knees, and our hips, and then we curl the hips forward. So we're corkscrewing, we feel like our knees are turning out and around this way. That draws energy up out of the ground. We're rooting ourselves into the ground. We're curling the hips forward, and at the last second we get that hip turn as well as we're throwing the strike. So if I put all that together and I just got my palm on the bag and I just feel like I'm corkscrewing into the ground, drawing that energy up out of the ground, curling the hips, and getting that rotation at the last second, or that hip turn at the last second, I can pretty much move this bag pretty far without having to draw the hand back. So basically just generating that energy from the ground and out through my hand. So even at a close range distance then, without having to draw back my hand, which would telegraph your shot, you can get a good amount of power with this concept. So this is a great shot if you recognize that your assailant is about to hit you. You can get that first shot in. Your nearest tool to the nearest target, that's your hand that's out front. And then you can follow up with another technique. Or you can throw it off the reverse side if you don't telegraph it, and then you can get more power behind the shot, and then follow up if need be. So think of that as you work on the heavy bag, and I can't emphasize enough the significance and importance of training on a heavy bag. It's the only way you're going to learn how to develop power in your striking. So I highly recommend picking up an Everlast heavy bag. You can go on Amazon, the link is below this video, and get started on working on your strikes into a heavy bag. This one's an 80-pound bag, and you can get down to 70 pounds and a little bit lighter. And I think you can get up to 100 pounds as well. So again, think of that corkscrewing, feet, knees, hips, curl the hips, hip turn, proper alignment with the strike, and you can hit with a lot of power. Okay, so thanks for watching, and we'll see you down the road.